Hello everyone and welcome to Group A's introduction video called Craft a Raft. In this video, we'll discuss the following: the task description, rules, scoring, material requirements, background information, how to download the software for Windows and Mac, and how to use the software. We have 3 tasks. The first task: complete the science quiz provided as a Google form. The information required for this quiz is provided in the background information section of this video. The task 2 is to use Google SketchUp Pro software, create a 3D model of the boat that you will then physically construct in step 2. A basic tutorial on how to use this application will be provided, and a link for a reference video will be provided as well. Please note that it is not mandatory to draw the propeller itself, but the area in which it is going to be attached is mandatory to draw. In task 3, you have to construct a boat that is extremely similar to the one that you designed in Google SketchUp. You have to use cardboard for this. After the boat is constructed and the propeller is attached, the 3 main tests are to be evaluated: the floating test, the propeller test, and the weight test. After your boat is complete, you have to calculate the total surface area of your boat. The total surface area is essentially the sum of the areas of all the faces of the boat. You need to calculate the areas of each face of the boat and then add them together. The formulae for the basic shapes are provided. Please note that the order of task 2 and task 3 are interchangeable. So you could have completed task 3 even before starting task 2. The next are the rules. The participants can perform the task in a team only if they're physically present together, so no remote collaboration is allowed. Next, the participants must build the boat from easily accessible items, and parts from pre-existing boats cannot be used for their intended purpose. This essentially means that you have to mainly use cardboard, but you can use other materials too to build your boat, but they must be easily accessible, and a propeller from another toy boat cannot be used as a propeller in this boat. Next, in order to grade equally, the dimensions of the boat need to be 45 centimeters into 30 centimeters into 20 centimeters. This is in terms of length, breadth, and height. Next, there must be a total of 5 submissions. The first 3 are video submissions. The floating test and the floating test with the weight test and the propeller test are video submissions. Next, the calculation of your total surface area must be attached as an image or a Word document, anything that suits for you. And then the last submission is the SketchUp 3D model, which has to be attached as a SKP file. And please note that all submissions must be done in 48 hours. Next, we have the scoring. So the quiz has 5 questions in total. So we have 1 mark per question. Then the next, which is the float test. In this, you have to keep your boat afloat for 15 seconds, and then you get 10 points. Now, suppose you were able to keep it afloat for greater than 15 seconds, but lesser than 15 seconds, then you get half marks, which is 5 points. And if it's lesser than 5 seconds, then you get 0 points. The next test we have is the propeller test. This test essentially checks whether your propeller is able to move the boat. So if your propeller spins but your boat is not moving, you get 0 points. And if your boat moves for 15 centimeters or more, then you get 25 points. And if your boat moves from 5 centimeters to 15 centimeters without including 15 centimeters, then 12 points are to be awarded. The next, we have the weight test. In this test, essentially, you will be putting in as many 25 cents Canadian dollar coins or any other item whose weight can be measured. And you'll be putting that into your boat to see what's the max weight your boat can handle. And the grading for this test will be done relative to the weight of the other participants. Then the next we have is the total surface area calculation. Because the formula is it's provided to you, so the 5 points is just for the final answer. There are no part marks for this section. The next we have the SketchUp 3D model. This essentially checks how your boat is formed, and it includes the creativity and similarity to your actual boat too, and how you use the software essentially. Then next we have the aesthetic look of the boat, which is for 5 points, and the last one is creativity, which is for 10 points. The last topic that I'll be discussing here are the materials required. So the materials which are mandatory include cardboard, which are found in the form of carton or shoe boxes, or you could even get it from the stationery shop. Then the materials to construct a propeller. Then we have 25-cent coins, which are Canadian dollars. Then any material to put on the boat for weight test, provided you can prove its weight. Then we have the Google SketchUp Pro software to download, which will be discussed further into this video. A significant amount of water to perform your tests in, and then some additional requirements that you might want to have at home include tape or glue to patch things up, or cutters or scissors to cut the cardboard, and then basic stationery.